Hello, how is everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our Tuesday lunchtime talk. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of people deal with. In fact, in a survey where adults were asked whether or not stress played a role in their eating during the past month, 75% of adults said that stress did play a role in their eating. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people deal with. And I know when I talk with a lot of you guys and other busy moms around and my clients, a lot of times they feel I'm the only one who does this. There's something wrong with me. Why am I stress eating? And that's not true. Okay, like I just said, 75% of adults in a survey said that stress played a role in their eating during the past month. Okay, so let's first talk about what stress eating actually is. Okay, so basically, stress eating is when your appetite is triggered by your body's stress response. Okay, and this can happen from a variety of different reasons. So it may be a stressful event that has occurred, or maybe you just had a stressful day in general. Okay, and whenever we are dealing with stress, our bodies release hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, okay, to help us deal with that stress, which is great. But those hormones also affect your appetite, okay, which is why stress eating is really a physiological response to stress. It's what your body is doing, okay? It has nothing to do with your willpower. And this is key because so many people think, well, I have absolutely zero willpower because I stress eat all the time. And that's not true, okay? It's because of those hormones that your body is releasing, because the hormones can cause you to overeat because you don't feel full the way that you normally do. Okay, when those hormones, when adrenaline and cortisol are coursing through your body, they affect what feeling full feels like to you. Okay, it takes longer for you to feel full. Or those hormones can also cause you to crave junk food and other foods that are, high in fat, salt, sugar, okay? So a lot of times when you're craving sugar or something salty or something high in fat, it's because of stress, because of that cortisol and adrenaline, those hormones coursing through your body. And now for some people, stress and those hormones causes them to lose their appetite, okay? So, you've probably know people who have been through a stressful situation and they lose a lot of weight, and that's because they have no appetite and they just don't feel like eating, okay? Which is also not a good thing, because that's not a good way to lose weight. That's not a sustainable way to lose weight. You don't want stress to be the reason you're losing weight. So the other thing, and the big thing that is so detrimental to our weight loss efforts when we are stress eating, is that all those hormones, or when we're under stress, all those hormones that the body is releasing causes our body to store more fat than it would if we were relaxed and not stressed, okay? And over time, that can really add up, especially since for a lot of people, stress eating happens on a weekly basis or maybe even more often. So if that keeps happening and you're overeating because you're not feeling full the way you normally do, and your body is storing fat because of those hormones that are coursing through, that's really going to put a big damper on your weight loss efforts, okay? And not only that, but it affects your self-esteem, right? Stress, oftentimes makes you feel sluggish or lazy, or maybe you get disappointed in yourself. You become more irritable, so that affects your relationships with your children and significant others. So there's a lot that goes into stress, okay, and the stress eating. And it can kind of snowball itself if you have no tools to cope with it, okay? So again, like I said earlier, stress eating has nothing to do with your willpower. There's nothing wrong with you because you're stress eating. It's a physiological response that your body creates to deal with the stress that you're dealing with, okay? And knowing that particular point, that it doesn't have to do with willpower and it's actually something that your body just does on its own, okay, can help you stop giving into it when stress happens, okay? It can help you stop that stress eating. So knowing that it has nothing to do with willpower, okay, and it's just physiological can help. So here are my couple of tips to help you deal with stress eating, okay, or not eating when you're stressed, if you're one of those people. First thing is to acknowledge it, okay? If you're feeling stressed and you notice that your appetite has either increased and you're craving junk food or your appetite is gone, remind yourself that you're stressed. Acknowledge that you are stressed and focus on dealing with whatever it is that is causing you stress instead of giving into those cravings or not eating at all. Okay, so acknowledge that you are craving junk food or that you have no appetite because of stress. Okay, and that's what's causing this to happen. And then figure out a way to deal with that stress. Okay, tip number 2 is to exercise. Go for a walk, do a workout, turn on some music and dance. Just move your body. Okay, it is one of the fastest stress relievers and mood boosters you can do, okay? Plus, it helps get your mind out of the situation that's causing it anxiety and stress, and maybe help you find a new perspective on that stress. So I know, growing up, I was a swimmer, and I used my time during swim practices when you're just swimming and your head's underwater, you hear nothing, it's just you and your thoughts. That movement of my body and the quiet of being underwater allowed me to really focus on whatever was stressing me out at the time, which, back when I'm 15, there probably wasn't too much stressing me out, but I'm sure I thought it was a big thing. And it helped me work through that. So exercise for me since that time, since my swimming days, has been the best stress reliever there is. And I highly recommend. It doesn't have to be a big, long, intense workout. Just moving your body is huge for relieving stress and boosting your mood because those endorphins start coming in and make you happier. Tip number 3 is to meditate or just do some deep breathing. Even just 5 short minutes can help you feel calmer, more focused, and less stressed. Okay? So even if you just stop what you're doing, okay, when you get those cravings and you know that they're because of stress, take 5 minutes of quiet, put on a meditation. Guided meditations are my favorite thing. I have a hard time just meditating on my own, but I put on a guided meditation, or just do some deep breathing. Okay, breathing in slowly for the count of 4, holding it for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 8. Okay, and just breathing really, really helps because that, like we talked about in my sleep video, that signals the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in and calm you down. Okay, and that can get rid of those cravings, because it's getting rid of the stress, which is then that cortisol and adrenaline are leaving your body. Okay, and then tip number 4 is to talk it out. Okay, take a few minutes, talk to a friend, a therapist, your spouse, whatever it is, to get some support with whatever is bothering you. Okay, and help you take back control over that stressful situation. Okay, so just talking it out. Okay, and if you deal with a lot of stress on a regular basis, it can definitely help to talk to a professional who has experience with stress eating issues. Okay, there are therapists out there that deal specifically with stress eating, and they can help you find other ways to deal with your stress too, rather than turning to eating. Okay, so again, top 4 tips. Acknowledge that it's stress that is causing you to have cravings or to lose your appetite. Okay, it has nothing to do with your willpower. Tip number 2 is exercise. Tip number 3, meditate or do some deep breathing. And tip number 4, talk it out with somebody. Okay, so let me know if any of these sound like something that you're willing to try to deal with your stress eating. And I really hope that these tips can help you gain back control, okay, instead of letting your body lead the way. Okay, don't let those hormones get in the way of reaching your health and fitness goals. You take control, you put your foot down and say, no stress, I'm not gonna let you make me eat, I'm going to deal with you in a different way. Okay, so I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about it, or if there's anything else that you have tried to deal with your stress eating, and you know, love to hear what you've done that has worked for you, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that could use those tips too. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next Tuesday with our next Tuesday lunchtime talk. Take care.